Let's move on to another spot that John Ryan has his eye on. That's the Charlotte 49ers at Duke Blue Devils. Charlotte 2-2, Duke Blue Devils 1-5. Let's see what this line is. Duke opening up at minus 10.5. And you can get that anywhere between 10, 10.5, and 11 right now. And that's, again, the Bet365 opening line for Duke. This total sitting at 56. After opening their season with 2 straight losses, Charlotte followed that up with a 49-21 win at North Texas, and most recently 38-28 win at home over UTEP Miners. Duke coming off their bye week. We last saw them off their 5th loss in 6 games. 31-20 setback at NC State 2 weeks ago. John Ryan, you had your eye on this spot. Take it away. What's your angle here?
Well, it's definitely a play on Duke, and just getting the sheet up here, but this is one of those games where I think the Duke covers the spread by more than 7 points. I've learned over the years that if you're going to play around with mathematics, that it's important to have a little bit of a cushion. So turnovers and unpredictable events happen in every single football game that's ever been played, and the 7 point is a block punt for a touchdown that goes against you, a pick six that goes against you. Somebody gets too many pass interference calls and it sets the other team up for an easy score. Those things happen in a game and they're not predictable. So when I get a projection that gives me a cushion of 7.5 or more points, then that gets put on the radar. And this game is definitely one of them. Now, in terms of angles here, Charlotte is 0-7 against the spread. They're on this streak here. And again, this doesn't have that much powerful correlation to the result of the game, but nevertheless, they're 0-7. It has to do with turnovers after 2 consecutive games with a turnover margin of +2. So turnovers, like many other things in the game of football and any other sport, they ebb and flow. So a team may force turnovers at an alarming rate, and we all say, wow, what a defense they were. And 3 weeks, they do amazing things in the turnover department. And then all of a sudden, you want to back them, and you do, and they don't force any turnovers. So you reach these peaks and valleys of performance measures that, I commonly say, reverting back to the mean, meaning the average performance of a given team. That some performance levels aren't sustainable. Alabama's offense, for many teams, would be, a record-setting week. But for them, it's just another week. So in this game, Duke is definitely the better team. They've played a much more difficult schedule. If you look at the rankings, as I know some of the listeners do, always be careful with strength of schedule. And there's a lot of different ways that you can take that into effect and offset it so that the numbers aren't biased for having a weaker schedule than the opponent. And that's pretty critical in some of the mathematics that my models employ. But in this game, it's definitely Duke, and they cover by a touchdown.
Easy cover for the Duke Blue Devils from our John Ryan. C-Mac, what do you think of that analysis?
Yeah, I think Duke is the better team. I don't want to lay 11 with them right now. They should get this win, but it's not convincing for me to take them. Charlotte's not a bad football team. And I don't have a real read. Duke should get their first win here. I don't want to lay 11 with it. Can they win by 18, 20? Can they win by a touchdown? I'm sure. I didn't really dig into this game a lot either as well. But, yeah, it's a pass for me right now.
A pass. We have these Duke Blue Devils coming off their bye week. Noli knows 1-5 on the season. Is there a move you want to make here?
Me personally, I'm not on the move, but I think John Ryan makes a very interesting point when you talk about strength of schedule. You look at Charlotte, what they've been able to do. They get 2 wins against North Texas and at UTEP, and then they have a real close one against Florida Atlantic, which we know is pretty bottom barrel. And even their game against Appalachian State, they lose by 15 points, but Appalachian State gives up 3 turnovers in that game that make that game significantly closer than what I saw on the field. And you mentioned Duke. Duke's been battling. They've been battling in some of these games, just been overmatched offensively. To me, it's just tough. I don't like the way their defense looks. Either defense really giving up close to 400 yards of total offense. I'm passing, but I like the look of Duke. I think that they're far more talented.
Far more talented. John Ryan bullish on the Duke Blue Devils. Noli agreeing C-Mac staying off.